Welcome back to What's on Yours, a weekly chat about books, movies, and TV. I'm Michael Hennessy.
And I'm Cindy Smith.
And Cindy, what do you got for us this week on the whole book front?
This week I'm reading something totally new. It's Don't Find Me by Holly Brown. I believe this is a debut novel. And it's about a 14-year-old girl who runs away from home. And the circumstances behind her running away from home are, I don't know. Could it be a boyfriend? Could it be abuse? Could it be anything? So I haven't found out what it is fully yet.
Right, okay, so you have enough options there to keep you guessing.
That's it, and that's exactly what it is. You're reading it because you're going to wonder if something's going to start leaking out, so...
Like I said, the key on mysteries, generally, mysteries, you have at least 3 people who could theoretically have done the crime, or, you know, main suspects.
Yeah.
Because you want 3, so it doesn't just go back between 1 and 2 people.
Yeah.
So it's enough like you're guessing, oh, wait, this happens, so...
That's it. And that's it, and there's 4 people involved. The mother, the father, the runaway, this person she's staying with, and the psychiatrist.
Yes, that's 5, yes.
That's 5, so
okay.
Who knows what, and yeah.
Right, okay, and this is a new trend for you, these psychological thrillers, and...
Yeah.
Wow.
It seems to be.
And how did this all change? Because you used to be more on the lighter side of things.
I'm going to plug it once again. Gone Girl. Because it was Gone Girl, then it was the girl on the train, and now this, so... Yeah.
So are we envisioning like a completely revamped Cindy'sLoveOfBooks.com where it's going to be slightly darker, more adult-oriented?
I think it's going to be a mix of both.
Yeah.
I really do. I still like my young adults. So I think it's still going to be the same with just a few other kind of reviews.
Interesting, because it seems like you're getting hooked on these now.
I'm getting hooked. Yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
It's totally not my style, but...
How did you come across this one?
This was sent to me for review.
Oh, okay, okay. And what, do you remember the publisher?
HarperCollins.
HarperCollins, okay.
William Morrow.
Interesting, okay. So this is one of their upcoming big releases, or mid-level releases? Yeah.
I think it's already out.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's already out. But it would just be something within the last, I guess, month or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So far, it looks good. And you're expecting that review to be up on Cindy's Love of Books?
June? Probably, well, beginning of May.
Beginning of May. Okay. Oh, yeah. A little bit earlier. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Probably. Yeah.
Cool. Well, once again, I am not on the books, but I am reading the screenplays. Read the screenplay for the original Poltergeist. I think I mentioned last week or the week before. They're redone. They've redone Poltergeist, and they're releasing it.
Same.
And they've got the scary kind of doll in that. It definitely is. It definitely indicates how the horror movies have mostly changed since Poltergeist was out. A lot more it looks a lot more reliant on special effects.
Okay.
That's not necessarily a bad thing. But anyway, going back to the original Poltergeist, nice. I mean, it's the oblique criticism of, you know, TV always being on, you know, where there's the television that she gets dragged into, the contact through the other side. Just interesting. And I don't remember the last time you've seen Poltergeist, the original movie.
I saw it when I was younger.
Yeah. And
it scared the bejesus out of me. Yeah. So, yeah. Anybody sitting in front of a snowy kind of screen?
Right.
No.
Well, now, I mean, that's one thing kids don't have today. They don't have, you know, O Canada coming on and then the station going off the air for a few hours. Yeah. It's all 24 hours and or internet. So they're like, what's going on with that? Why is there snow?
Yeah. No, it's that scared me. So.
Yeah.
No.
Well, at the end of that, if you remember, at the end of the movie, the family, you know, has left the house and they're in the hotel room. They close the door, and the door opens back up, and then the TV on on the trays, pushed out. They don't want the TV in the room. That's how it ends.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a well written. I mean, just it's one of the classics of horror and also psychology of horror. It's enjoyable. It's good to read. Go back to that one. The other one I got was The Grudge, which came around the same time as a lot of remake of Asian horror movies. There's a big streak of those. The Ring, The Grudge, were a couple of the big ones that were remade, but they were actually redone for the American audience. The Grudge is kind of an interesting one in that the horrors generally, what they used to be, what had to do with there was a sin involved, some kind of sin, right? Where the big one was always teenage sex, So if the teenagers were having sex, then you shouldn't do that. Then you get killed. Whether it's you're on Lover's Lane or you're making out in the woods. You do that, you're dead. And Scream had a lot of fun with that. It says, don't have sex or you'll die. You know what I mean? The Grudge is slightly different in that it didn't rely on the individual really doing something wrong per se. It was more of an ignorance, and so that ignorance was kind of the sin. It was the ignorance of something that had gone on wrong before. So people wind up being impacted of it, and they didn't really have anything to do with the original sin that had happened. But they were impacted anyway, which is kind of it's more of a nihilistic kind of approach, I guess, where there's not necessarily a causal relationship between you doing something and then you having the boogeyman come after you, which is like the boogeyman's coming after you anyway.
It's true. That's what I was always told.
So those are the two ones that I read.
Okay.
And like to follow up with that. What about your movies?
Movies. If There Be Thorns by V.C. Andrews.
Seriously, you are like you switched from I guess it's kind of YA, but you're going darker.
No, it's not really. I mean, I've read the books, so it's nice.
Darkish?
Maybe, but it's not like yours. I mean, they're not like sitting at the edge of my seat like this. They're not that bad.
Isn't there murder and like interfamily relationships going on in these series?
Interfamily relations, yeah. And
murder?
I don't know if you can say murder.
Okay.
This is book 1.
Okay.
I guess I see it differently if it's by something that I like. Maybe that's why.
Well, you're liking a lot of dark stuff this time. This is good. I'm glad. I mean, it'll sway you over to the dark side. Pretty soon you'll be watching like Halloween and Friday the 13th and telling me all about it.
No, that's not going to happen.
No?
No, sorry.
You say that now.
No.
Yeah.
No. That's what I'm watching because it was, I guess it was in April. They had like the 4 movies are now out for the first 4 books. So
interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my wife had caught the first one, The Flowers in the Attic, 2-parter.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my movies, as you can guess, were horror related.
I was going to say nothing family oriented.
No, absolutely nothing family oriented. I'm going completely with just terrible things happening to people. So give me a sec here. All right. Well, so you can imagine that my movie viewing was pretty much in line with my reading. All about the horror movies. Watched a few horror movies over the past week. One was Scenic Route. It was about 2 buddies traveling across the desert in a car. So maybe somewhere New Mexico, California. Not exactly sure where, but that location is not particularly important. They decide to take the scenic route so they can just catch up you know, two college buddies catch up with what happened. Very much like a psychological horror thriller. The car breaks down. They're out of cell phone range on a very desolate highway.
Of course.
You know, that's what happens. Isolation is a big part of these kinds of horror movies, and the tension and the conflict between the two escalate. And chances are you're never going to watch this movie, so I can basically tell you there is a big ending to it that essentially is a hallucination. And they because they think they made it. They follow these power lines, and they came to this deserted area. And the guy got service on his cell phone. He called. The ambulance came, picked him up, went back to his wife. He and his buddy got along great. His buddy finished writing a novel. Blah 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 blah. It was like the fairy tale ending. And then the guy's like, he wakes up. He's like, you know what? I think maybe we're still back in the desert. He's talking to the guy on the phone, and. That's how it revealed the guy's never actually made it out of the desert. He had just hallucinated this big fairy tale ending, and kind of closes on them, you know, still half buried in this hole in the desert. So, you know, definitely a down ending.
But when horror movies have a happy ending?
Well, I mean, sometimes they get away. You know, sometimes the heroine gets away. You know, like the original. Laurie Strode from Halloween. But I mean, it was what it was. I wasn't a particularly huge fan of it, but yeah, interesting though. I mean, it's isolated kind of horror between two people and the conflict that goes on. It's not a rewatcher for me anyway. Okay. Canal was more of a supernatural horror, British. The family comes into this house. The guy's a film archivist. He's got a wife and a young son. They move into this new house. And through work, he finds out that the house, there had been a murder on it, in the house. And so the guy starts having these kind of visions of this kind of creepy guy. And there's obviously some trouble between he and his wife. He follows her one night, and she is indeed having an affair, and he thinks the shadowy guy that he saw killed her, and it gets increasingly creepy from there, right? And so it seems like it's a particularly supernatural thing, but it's just more of a psychological thing. So through the end, you basically see that what he thought the supernatural creature was doing was actually him. But then at the very end, when his son's driving away with his grandmother, you realize there actually was something supernatural. There's some creepy things. I just, the whole thing about children in jeopardy, that's the kind of thing that I don't.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not super keen on that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
I think that's because we're parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
It might have been different, like, before kids.
Yeah.
I think once you become a parent, like, things just become a little put more into perspective.
Yeah. I mean, I understand. It's an interesting plot device, and it's probably a plot device by somebody who probably doesn't have kids.
That's it. Or, you know, you kind of wonder, but yeah, I think as parents we're just a little more keen and more sensitive about that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's unsettling, and it's in terms of a horror movie. That's good if that's what you're trying to do, right?
That's it.
So, and then the last one was Breaking the Girls, more of a psychological crime thriller, crisscross, double cross. Yeah, it was kind of like reminds me of a TV movie. Yeah, based off of Hitchcock's Strangers on a Train, or Throw Mama from the Train. Crisscross.
Okay.
I kill yours, you kill mine. Crisscross.
That's it.
So basically these people, this woman says, "Hey, I'll kill your enemy, you kill mine." And the girl's like, yeah, oh, yeah, sure, whatever. Falls asleep. Well,
Yeah.
the woman takes her up on it and kills the other one's enemy. And is like, oh, what are you doing? You're crazy.
Yeah.
And it goes on from there. A couple little twists.
Sounds good.
That was alright. It's alright. Now, what about your TV?
We've been immersed in hockey
Mm-hmm.
last good week.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Who you rooting for?
Habs. Go Habs go.
Okay.
We're going to round 2.
Who you up against?
We're either up against Tampa Bay or Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
That series is 3-2 in favor of Detroit.
Detroit's had a solid team for so many years.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, Detroit's really had a good team for a lot of years.
That's it.
Wow.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
You catching up on anything else on your PVR there, or Idiot Test, or
Coronation Street. I've watched all my episodes of Coronation Street,
okay.
and now we're digging into Big Brother.
Yeah, you catching up, huh? Cool.
Catching up on Big Brother.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
And what about Survivor?
We've kind of it's on the PVR, but we've kind of just I don't know.
It's not hitting your zone anymore.
No, we've got to get back into that. Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
Okay. TV for me. True Detective. I got sucked back into that again. Late night viewing. And I think Daredevil's on Netflix, but I've kind of taken a break from Netflix. There's a couple good ones. Bloodline is another Netflix station, a show. I mean, I know you'll be tuning into Netflix in June, of course.
In June.
Yeah.
Got to watch Orange Is the New Black.
Okay.
Got to watch that.
Oh, just going back to movies for a second. Is Michael keen on going to see Avengers: Age of Ultron?
No.
No, he's not into the comics, huh?
It's not
movies?
into.
Okay.
Yeah. It never appealed to him.
Okay.
You know, it just I've mentioned it, and no, he's not
Okay.
into it. So.
No.
Yeah.
That's good, because it's just gonna be a mad crush of people going to see it anyway.
That's it.
Yeah.
But a lot can happen between now and the time it comes out. So.
Well, it's on May 1st. It's a couple days.
Yeah, a lot can happen.
Yeah. And a trailer came out, Johnny Depp in the story about Whitey Bulger, gangster mobster out of Massachusetts, called Black Mass.
Okay.
Trailer is great. Excellent at conveying a real sense of menace.
Nice.
You should check it out. It's Johnny Depp. You won't recognize Johnny Depp.
Okay.
He looks like Whitey Bulger, or approximates him. But the sense of menace from the scene that they chose to put in there, perfect.
Okay.
I mean, it makes me want to see it right now.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
What is your pick of the week?
I'm gonna go with the book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have high hopes. I'm halfway through it.
Yes.
So now I want to know why she ran away and the circumstances behind it.
Okay. Well, I will go with The Grudge. Poltergeist, not The Grudge. I will say go with Poltergeist. Rewatch the movie in anticipation of watching the new one this summer. That's my pick of the week.
Not for me, thank you very much.
We'll get you on that. We'll get you on the horror train soon enough there. No?
Not with this overactive imagination.
We'll see.
It can happen.
All right. Well, that's it for now, I guess. I guess we'll talk to you next week.
Next week?
When hockey's all done.
No, we're only in round 1.
No, I mean your own hockey. Your own hockey.
Oh, well, no, we're still in 3-on-3.
Oh my God, it never ends.
So we're going right, I think, till the end of June. So.
Okay. Well, I'll still see you next week online.
Here.
All right. Well, have a great week.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.